Greetings YouTube, what is up? If you are watching this video, you're probably wondering what the heck is a return item fee, aka the NSF penalty fee that you see on your Bank of America statement. Well, I'm here to tell you. But first and foremost, I want to clarify that the purpose of this video is to inform, not to bitch. Although there will be some bitching involved, simply due to the default subject matter. As you can clearly see by the Bank of America headquarters before you, which pretty much sets the tone for where we're about to go. But the main purpose is to inform. For I also had this question. I saw a return item fee on my bank statement and wondered, what the heck is that? So I Googled it. And aside from the standard definition on the Bank of America website, which quite frankly was written in a very biased point of view, there wasn't anything else on it. So I went into a banking center and I asked the customer service in person, what the heck is a return item fee? And the man let out a big groan, a big sigh, if you will. And he became very non-confrontational because he knew my reaction was going to be negative. But lucky for him, I recognized that bank tellers and anyone working at a banking center is just, they're embracing the daily grind. They're working at 9 to 5, trying to get some money, just like you or me. So I was very nice. I didn't yell at him at all. But what he told me was very dirty. And I felt I needed to make a video to inform others on the matter. So without further ado, let's head over to the Bank of America website to check out their official statement on what a return item fee actually is. And here we are. I'm going to go ahead and read this for you. What is a non-sufficient funds fee, also known as NSF return item fee? When you do not have enough funds in your account to cover an item and we decline to pay or return that item unpaid, a return item fee, we will charge an NSF return item fee for each returned item. We do not charge you an NSF return item fee when we decline an ATM transaction or an everyday non-recurring debit card transaction. When you do not have enough available funds in your account to cover an item and we decline or return the item unpaid, parentheses a returned item, we charge a $35 NSF return item fee. View our checking account for details. Right off the bat, pretty repetitive. Doesn't really tell you what it is. It kind of states the same thing over and over again. So, I'm going to clarify right now, get straight to the bread and butter of it. This is not an overdraft fee, but it's quite similar, but much, much worse. Unfortunately. But first and foremost, just like it says in the second paragraph there, the first paragraph is pretty self-explanatory. Second paragraph, if you use your debit card to make a transaction, and you don't have the available funds, you will be declined. You'll be declined. No penalty, no nothing. You don't have the money in your account to make that transaction, so therefore you can't get a return item fee. Sounds pretty similar. So what's the difference between an overdraft fee and a return item fee then? Well, an overdraft fee is, let's say you have $1 in your account. You're out on a date and she needs some ice cream. You're trying to score. You want to get her back home later that night, She needs a little brain freeze to put her in the mood. I'm not sure that's a thing, but I'm sure it's worth somewhere. Anyhow, the ice cream is $1.50. You don't have that 50 cents. You just don't have it. So you go to pay for that $1.50 ice cream with your account and just hoping so much that somehow it's going to go through. At Bank of America, they go, hey, you know what? We got you, man. We're going to lend you that 50 cents. We're going to process this item. You're going to be able to get that ice cream. You can give it to your sweetie right there. Give her that brain freeze. Hopefully get her back to your apartment or van, I guess, if you don't have enough money for a $1.50 ice cream cone. Maybe you're living that van life. And score. Get that score, my man. So they go ahead and they process that transaction. And you give her ice cream, it's all good. But unfortunately, they lent you 50 cents of money you didn't have. So they're going to penalize you for that. They're going to penalize you for that with a $35 overdraft fee. And frankly, I'm okay with that. Now, granted, I do believe deep down that there should never be an overdraft fee at all. If you don't have enough money to pay for anything, it should just be declined. The whole sense of overdraft fee just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It's a way for banks to basically prey on the poor. But whatever. We all know they exist. We know the risks. We need to take more responsibility with our accounts and managing it to make sure that we don't overdraft when we're trying to score on our dates with ice cream and such. I really don't know if that works or not. I'm not a ladies' man. You couldn't tell. But anyhow, return item fee is not that at all. Let me explain a return item fee. So it only works with reoccurring transactions, meaning, let's say Netflix or Hulu or your whatever porn site you're subscribed to, Brazzers. I don't know if that's a thing or I just pulled that out of my head. I just made that term up. I have no idea if that's actual a site or not. If it is and you're subscribed to it, I don't judge. More power to you, my man. But let's say you have a recurring fee. Every month you're billed on the exact same date. Let's say Netflix, for instance. Let's say Netflix bills you on the 15th of every month. All right. You weren't able to buy that ice cream. That you didn't have enough funds. The overdraft didn't go through, or you were being a responsible adult and you were managing your account and said, I do not have $1.50 for ice cream cone. Let's go to McDonald's and get the 99-cent cone instead. I'll still have 1 cent in my account. We'll be good. But afterwards, how you think we go back to my place, Netflix and chill? Let's Netflix and chill. Yeah, no, just Netflix, nothing else. I promise. So you head over to your apartment or probably back to your van and watch it on your phone if you're dirt poor like me. That doesn't mean I'm in a van, by the way. Rent-controlled home is fantastic. Anyhow, you're back at your place to Netflix and chill. And you turn on the TV and you're like, you know what? I don't care if I get the overdraft fee for this. I do not care if I get the $35 overdraft fee for this, because this is going to be worth it. We're going to Netflix and chill. Hopefully that chill leads to not chill, like hotness. Or hopefully you get laid by watching Netflix at your place. All right? So that's worth the $35 overdraft fee. Unfortunately, you don't have Netflix. Where's my Netflix at? What the hell, man? Come on, I'll take the overdraft. I want it. Give me my Netflix. What's going on? So, the day comes to down. You didn't get laid because you didn't have Netflix or whatever. You couldn't do the Netflix and chill thing. So you're like, all right, well, at least I didn't get an overdraft fee. But lo and behold, you check your bank statement and you have a return item fee instead. You have an NSF, a non-sufficient funds fee. Well, why the heck did I get that? Because a non-sufficient funds fee means that Bank of America decided to decline Netflix and then charge you an overdraft fee anyhow. Well, how the heck do I get an overdraft fee if I didn't actually overdraft? If they took no money out of my account, if I didn't actually pay for services, then why am I getting charged the same? Well, when you look at your bank statement, you'll notice, and we'll go ahead and take a look at mine so I can walk you through this real quick. And don't judge me. I choose Hulu over Netflix. It's my streaming of choice here. So I purchased Hulu, but unfortunately for me, Bank of America before this, a day before my Hulu payment went through, they charged me the monthly maintenance fee, and they switched it to a different date. It was on the 12th. Before that, it was on like the 2nd or the 22nd or something. It was somewhere else, basically. And it put me into negative. So now my account is overdrafted. So, and by the way, I mentioned that to the bank teller. I was very nice to him because I didn't yell at him. When you yell at them, you get nowhere because they're expecting you to yell. So we're very nice. They help you. And he took off that fee, and he was very cool about that. So he agreed that was BS. They changed it on me. Anyhow, I try to order my Hulu, $7.99, fantastic deal. Arrow all day long, and The Flash, and Supergirl. I don't watch Supergirl. It's terrible. Anyhow, I try getting $7.99. That's how much it is, and it got declined. So Bank of America declined it and charged me a $35 fee. So how did they justify that? How did they justify charging you basically an overdraft fee for not for declining a charge. That doesn't seem right. Well, they didn't actually decline it. If you actually follow this, they okay, so they started to process this. They go, oh, Hulu wants some money. All right, we'll give him some money. We'll give him that $7.99. And then they're like, whoa, wait a second. Yeah, I don't know. We gave him the ice cream earlier, or we don't think he deserves this Hulu. We're gonna cop block him tonight. And they took it back. So up here, you see I got $7.99. So what they did is they started to process it. They gave Hulu $7.99, and then they took it back. And when they took it back, they charged me a $35 returned item fee. You get it? They took it back. And then they put $7.99 back into my account. Yeah. So, returned item fee. They found something to charge for. Okay. Yes, they could have theoretically have just given them $7.99. I would have gotten my Hulu, and then still have been charged a $35 overdraft fee. So why do they do this? Are they just being dicks? Are they just like, let's charge him $35 and not give him his services? Let's just do that. Because we're Bank of America, and we love helping families in America, and we're such a great company, and we care about people. So let's charge them an overdraft, find a way to charge them an overdraft penalty fee without actually giving him the items. No, that's not it. It's equally as evil, but there's a method to their madness. So you see up here, I got charged for it again before I put $253 in my account to get rid of all this madness. So directly, a couple days later, Hulu, retry payment. They tried doing it again, and once again, Bank of America, they started processing. They said, no, let's take it back. So they charged me $35 for taking it back and put $7.99 back in my account. They realize that things like Netflix and Hulu, they're going to charge you more than one time for your service. If you get declined the first time, they're going to try again. They might try 3 times. Each time they try, Bank of America is going to get $35 out of it. So let's say they try 3 times. Now you're in the hole for $105. Where if they had just simply processed it, gave you your services, and then gave you a $35 fee, they would only have $35. And you'd be a happy customer, well, not as angry a customer because you would have your services. But no, they really want you furious. So they decide to not give you the service and then charge you $35. And they don't do this with all transactions, mind you. They pretty much do it with, I found out they do it with Hulu and they do it with Netflix. Pretty much just that, because they realize that they're going to charge you multiple times, upwards of 3 times, then get as much as $105 out of you. For example, let's go find another charge here. So here we are at the beginning of the month, and I had $4.99 come out of GoDaddy that unfortunately put me in an overdraft. Yes, I know, I overdraft a lot, and frankly, you should be more responsible with it. You really should. You should manage your account and make sure you don't overdraft your account. Know what's coming in. That's part of being a responsible adult. I guess I'm not that much of a responsible adult. There's a lot of faults to me if you haven't been able to tell. That being one of them. But you can see here, GoDaddy and then NeoCities. So NeoCities is basically GeoCities reincarnated. They give you free web spacing and everything. It's actually free. I choose to donate $5 because I like it so much. Go check out NeoCities. But here we go. So GoDaddy $4.99, NeoCities $5. Overdraft $35 fee, overdraft $35 fee. Because I did not have the funds to donate $5 to NeoCities or pay the $4.99 for my GoDaddy domain, I was charged $35 each when Bank of America processed that transaction. Meaning Bank of America paid NeoCities. They paid GoDaddy and I got the services. Because they realize that they're not going to recharge me again. They realize they're not going to try and bill me again. Once they decline, it's done. So they just processed it and gave me an overdraft fee. But as you can see with Hulu, they realized that Hulu was going to charge me multiple times, try to collect their money, so they could continue to charge me multiple $35 penalty fees. We're ending. As you can see, my session is ending. But that's it. You don't need to learn anymore. A return item fee is a way to charge you an overdraft fee without actually giving you the item. Fantastic!